Hey, all right.
What? Why are you laughing?
We're live.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the hell? Oh, why isn't it going live? Man, we're live.
We're live. We're here.
Let us know if you hear any problems with the stream. We're kind of out in the boondocks. Pretty awesome place. Barrington Distillers.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome place.
Some jerk owns it. Cheers.
Happy Independence Day.
Phil's drinking bourbon on Independence Day like a man.
Good morning, America. How are you?
Apple pie, moonshine, and ginger ale for me. I think that's truly American.
You think
Apple pie moonshine's at least American.
we'll show the song?
Yep.
And then you can tell us all about the apple pie.
Okay.
And how American it is. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe.
Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. Come fill your time, this pot's for all. From the Finger Lakes, join in the call. Learn something new about the Cuca Trail. Upstate New York, every episode I tell. Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. It's rare.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to what a beautiful effing day.
I wish I could hold up the Barrington Distiller sign in the background.
Right there. Yeah,
somewhere.
Right there.
It felt good job.
All the people that are listening to the audio are like, "What the hell's going on?"
Good. You're good. Oh,
we're there.
We did it. So, anyways, apple pie, moonshine, or bourbon? What's more American?
Well, didn't you say Applejack was the original currency of the colonies?
True. So, yeah, that wins, actually.
Applejack.
You ever tried Applejack?
No.
It's disgusting. It's horrible. You know how they make it?
They freeze it.
They freeze fermented.
It's like
apple cider.
It's like the ice beer version of cider.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually... Is ice beer a thing?
Yeah, you never had like...
So natty ice
like
is actually
natty ice.
That? Really?
It's a style of beer. So what they do is they take the beer and they freeze it, and the water freezes, the alcohol doesn't. They scoop off the frozen part, and what's left is the ice beer.
That's sweet.
That's why it's...
I just thought they called it ice to be cute.
That's why it's so high octane. It's because they scoop out some of the water, so it leaves more alcohol behind.
Dang. So do you know that ice wine and iced wine are two different things?
Yes.
Yeah, most people don't know that.
Ice wine they leave out on the vine. Iced wine, but you put ice in the wine? That sounds stupid.
They freeze it like themselves personally.
They freeze the wine.
They freeze the wine.
Oh, I got you.
So
I got you.
If you're ever having ice wine and you see with a D, you know that it's not natural.
If you're ever having ice wine, just reconsider the decisions you made on that day.
Dude, ice wine's pretty good. Some.
You think so?
Like 18% alcohol sometimes. You know? It's up there.
18% alcohol.
It's just sweet.
Yeah, it's because they jack up the sugar.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's crazy.
I don't know how it's made. You know what?
I think they leave it out there to get so much sugar in it.
We need to bring a winemaker on here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we got to get him.
We'll go to the winery. We'll shoot from the vineyard as long as we can get a signal.
You know why ice wine's so sweet though? Is because yeast die when there's too much ethanol. So the yeast can only survive at a certain point. So they can't actually eat all that sugar in a frozen in those grapes like that. So
they probably use champagne yeast or something like that just goes crazy and has a high alcohol tolerance.
Still, I think they only go 18%.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough to get a fermentation above, you know, because like rum I do 12%, and a lot of times I use baker's yeast. And baker's yeast can't even. Then you have to do
gross
distiller's active dry yeast.
Yeah.
And then they'll do it, and then like you were saying, you get to the 1911, like because you make cider, so obviously you use champagne yeast.
I made mine as a saison.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it still cranks up to 7% though, 6.9.
Problem with champagne yeast, expensive.
Yeah, you have to get a lot of it, but for small batches, it's not bad.
Right.
And then you can just
see. I'm buying 20 pounds of yeast at a time, so I'm buying a lot of of yeast.
You don't make your own yeast.
No.
I would just make my own yeast if I was you.
It's hard to culture it. I'd have to have like a lab, like a very secure
I would have a lab.
lab.
Think about
room. Yeah,
think about
yeah.
it. I'm the guy that would have a lab.
I wish we could just take the camera around so we could show them all of Barrington distillers and they'd understand why I don't have a lab.
You want to do that?
Just check this out.
Dude, okay, so if you've never been up here, no, I'll do it later.
Oh, what were you going to do?
I was just going to hook up that camera and pan around.
Just pan around, panoramic.
We'll give you a tour sometime. Maybe after the show, we'll give a tour.
Like MTV Cribs.
So Eddie wants to know if we should be allowed to fire off fireworks at the house.
At whose house? Like Joe Biden's? Whose house are we firing them at?
He says at our house.
Oh, so well, is it technically illegal
to fire them at your house or to fire them at your house?
Just like to fire fireworks, I'm sure is what Eddie's saying.
I don't think that I don't think that I'm allowed to fire any kind of fireworks except for the kind that we were firing earlier.
Yeah, how silly is that? You can shoot guns, but you can't shoot off fireworks.
It's like, what better way to start off celebrating America than getting up in the morning and just firing off some good old fashioned
guns,
firearms,
yeah. We were shooting guns today, so we're feeling extra American. I was wearing regular clothes until we shot a couple times and these poofed on me.
Just changed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, actually, Eddie brings up a good point. So, what if? What is it? What is it about fireworks? Is it because people get injured?
Well,
do they even get injured? I mean, some people lose fingers, but you don't usually die.
People get like drunk and then fire off fireworks, and it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, but people get drunk and
back up, Terry. Terry, back up, back up, back up, Terry.
Oh my God! I wish you could play that video right now, so everyone, trust me. Just put in what Phil
Google
said.
Back up, Terry,
and you will piss your pants laughing.
On YouTube. Terry, back up.
Oh my God, that video is so funny.
But no, I mean, think about it, right? It's I think the reason we get most laws is because people get irritated about shit, and they'd rather, instead of going and talking to their neighbor, they'd rather just make a law about it. So I think people get pissed off that their neighbors make a lot of noise with fireworks, so they get it banned.
What if you say, like, during certain times fireworks are okay?
Now then they're going to say, oh, well, then, it's not safe because you're going to burn down my house or something.
Well, you have to be a certain, like guns. You have to be a certain distance away from your neighbor's house to shoot a gun or house.
How about this? If you burn down somebody's house, you get punished severely.
Yeah, I mean, but same time, if you burn down someone's house, you just destroyed their life. I mean, that's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. So. Oh, you found him.
To the rescue. Jared, to the rescue.
That's all right, Jared. That's all right. Jared, make your debut on the camera.
Come say hi.
Hello. No, you don't have a mic. Oh, look at these things, Phil.
Those are sweet. Now you look just like Slash.
There we go. Ready to go. All right. Thanks, Jared.
Yep, no problem.
See you later.
Have fun.
He's not allowed in this county. So.
He's our producer.
Producer wearing his mossy oak shirt, 3 sunglasses.
He's gonna get a credit on this show. He just earned a credit on this show.
1 credit.
Yeah,
we're
gonna have to pay him royalties.
Oh no.
Someday.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to shooting fireworks at Joe Biden's house. I think that's why they're illegal.
Because people are worried that you'll shoot them at the White House.
I think, Biden had to try to scare us all, saying he has nukes and F-15s. He knows what we can do with fireworks.
I don't know if I want to get into that too much because, what I'll say about Joe Biden having nukes and F-15s, I'll say 2 things. One is incredibly stupid to threaten your own citizens with weapons of mass destruction. It's fucking stupid. Don't be stupid, Joe. That's what we just fired a president for, was saying stupid shit. So, you were supposed to not do that. 2 is, if you think that you're the one with the nukes and the F-15s, if you really think that the Marines and the Air Force are on your side, you are sadly mistaken. You might have the police forces But you certainly won't have the military against us.
We damn well lost them too. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
So good luck, Joe.
Yeah. Anyways, they're just having fun. Having fun.
Yeah. Sorry. This is for my extremist content verification.
So
I would never threaten the U.S. military or the U.S. government, but come on, just be realistic.
a rabbit hole last night. So I was watching a podcast and they brought up the dark web,
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard of it, but I've never really like heard anyone talk about it.
You didn't go to the dark web, did you?
No, I don't know how.
Oh, good.
But
Over there.
So do you know what it is? Is that like it's a real thing? There's really like a dark web that no one can track. How can't people track it?
I don't know.
I think that's silly to think that people can't track.
They track it. Like the FBI is probably the majority of the dark web. Like,
you think so?
Yeah. Think about how many of the craziest shit that you ever heard that bad guys are doing. It's usually just the FBI. Like it's like the FBI selling like automatic weapons to the CIA, and neither one of them knows that it's the other one. They think they're selling it to criminals. They think they're buying it from criminals, but they're actually selling it to each other.
Has this happened, or are you guessing?
Fast and Furious. I mean, think about all these. Think about what about this Highway Rick guy? You know about Highway Rick? Like the CIA was giving Highway Rick like all this cocaine and heroin and stuff.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross. He was like
the real Rick Ross, not the rapper.
The real Rick Ross
was
rapper. Getting drugs from the U.S. government to sell a lot of the times to the U.S. government.
And he thought he was being so sneaky.
He thought he was fucking great.
He did too. And like the whole time the government's giving you cocaine.
Like thinking he's Pablo Escobar.
That's so funny.
He's just getting all of his
shit
from the government.
So Rick Ross, a lot of people, the rapper, a lot of people always think like, you know, that's about him if they hear about it. Like that he's selling drugs. And like, no, that's not the real Rick Ross. Real Rick Ross was from California. I think he's from...
I thought he was from Chicago.
Is he? Okay, maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Because Rick Ross from Miami. But that's why if you ever listen to all his rap songs, he's always talking about cocaine and stuff. So, yeah.
Freeway Rick Ross. Tara, yes, we would like a breakfast sandwich. Thank you.
Comments on food.
And Eddie, this is my American wear. Usually I wear black. Today I went with blue in honor of the field of blue.
What's the field of blue?
Field of blue. The upper left corner of the American flag.
Oh, gotcha.
Field of blue.
Somewhere up here. Here. It's blue.
Yeah. The blue.
That's a cool topic to get onto. The highway. So the Fast and Furious thing, I thought the CIA or the FBI were selling guns to
the
cartels.
Yeah.
So they weren't selling them to each other.
And then they were like, oh my gosh, look at how many of these guns are American guns that we're finding. Like, no shit, you gave them to them.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think was going to happen?
How many of those guns?
They were going to be like, oh, I'm going to hang this on my wall. No, they were using those to kill
How
people.
many of those guns killed people?
How much of the violence in the Southwest and at the border was caused by our government selling guns to cartels?
Was there a reason they did it? What was the reason? There was a reason.
Dude,
they were trying to track them.
Every different thing. Every different way. So much of our history is filled, and so much of our history is filled with our government doing such shady shit.
Damn right.
And that's where we've gotten away from the idea of America.
Why do people trust the government so much, though?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Everyone should have known.
It's easy. It seems like it's too big. Yeah, look back at Hitler.
Right.
His thing was the big lie, right? So if you could lie big enough, people would believe it.
Right. Okay.
Small lies.
I haven't heard that.
Small lies, like people wouldn't believe you.
Right.
But if you make it so big that it couldn't, like, who would make that up?
Right.
That.
Interesting.
The big lie.
The big lie.
The big lie is that the U.S. government's always got good intentions. You know?
And it's not. So everyone, when they say U.S. government, a lot of times, see, I used to always think it was like the whole government, they're all bad. Like the president's behind it. But a lot of times you find out it's like the CIA, like the guy that was there when JFK was killed.
Mhm.
Like you read some stories and books with Jack, shit, I forget the guy's name that was there, but you read some of the shit he did, and you're like, whoa, buddy. Like he had more power than the president did. Like it wasn't even close. Look at Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
As the VP, Dick Cheney ran the country.
Yep.
It's nuts to think like it's not just like everyone's like the president. It's like no, not really. The president doesn't do shit. They're like the face, right?
The president could stop it.
Could he?
President.
Could Joe Biden stop
President could stop some of it.
it? Yeah.
He might get shot like Kennedy, but the president could at least try to
Yeah.
stop it.
It's true.
And I mean, Biden's got a 48-year history of feeding into it. Like all Biden's done for his entire career is be part of the worst decisions that the country's ever made.
Yeah. Americans with syphilis and
Didn't
didn't
shoot him.
gave him syphilis.
Oh,
Shot him with syphilis. gave him a shot of syphilis, and then after the trials, didn't cure them.
right.
I think we should have known.
They
that.
continued not to
Yeah.
treat them.
Yeah, I think we should have known what was going on.
Pretty,
Can't trust them.
pretty horrible.
That's
pretty horrible
disgusting.
stuff. And then they wonder why minority communities, especially African Americans, don't trust healthcare,
No,
and it's because healthcare failed them for most of history.
that's especially when you hear about that. I can't imagine, and we can't imagine what it feels like. But I can only imagine, like you hear that happen to people of your skin color, and you're like, well, I'm not gonna go and get this COVID shot.
Right.
You know, I mean, just
Well,
I'm
that's
sure that's probably
exactly
something they
what-
were thinking. You know,
That's exactly what happened.
yeah,
It's created a culture of people who don't trust healthcare.
crazy.
And of course, healthcare is a tricky thing anyway. Then you add in nearly a century of people intentionally being mistreated, maltreated.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Nope.
Scary.
Crazy. See,
Scary for
we go
everybody.
from being excited for the 4th of July to be like, the government sucks.
Well, and here's why I'm excited
America,
about the 4th of July.
America's the people.
The 4th of July represents something else to me. It represents the time, 245 years ago today.
I think we're getting bombed. We shouldn't have said anything about the government.
No,
That
they're
is
just
directly
doing,
overhead.
It's just recon. They're doing recon.
It's like,
They're gonna-
Biden's like, all right, send them out.
They're going to send a drone for us pretty soon.
Yeah, probably.
UAV.
Don't worry, my buddy works at the Air Force Base. He'll let us know.
245 years ago.
Okay.
Bunch of guys younger than us said F you to the most powerful government in the world
That's crazy.
and said, we want freedom. We want life, liberty, happiness, pursuit of happiness at least. We want
Free tea.
We want
No
chance.
taxes.
We didn't. Well, yeah.
Can't tax our tea.
Stop taxing stuff. Stamp tax, tea tax. You know what? They threw that tea in the harbor over 10% on their tea.
We're getting close in here in New York. They're at 8. They better stop.
That's just for the sales tax, though.
I know.
They weren't paying income tax back then.
I know.
They weren't paying property. Maybe they had property tax. They weren't paying most of the taxes that we're paying now.
It's crazy.
They were getting screwed on imports and exports.
See, you know what really made them smart is they were smart enough not to stand in a line and shoot at people. They thought that maybe standing behind a tree is probably the better bet.
George Washington is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I was back there. I think I would be pretty smart too. I don't think I'd fight in the open. I think I'd probably like go behind something.
When they had that meeting, when George Washington would show up to meetings back then, he'd show up in his military uniform because he knew that they were going to be taking a fight and they were going to go to war and he was going to lead them.
Crazy.
Yep.
You know, he almost lost. What's a good word? I guess we could call it fired. He was almost not the general. They were losing so bad.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people don't know. Everyone always thinks he's like this great war hero. But
he is.
they brought in this guy from Prussia. And he was like
the Hessians.
like this legendary like general. And this Prussian guy trained George, gave him like all this information on like this is how you train the soldiers, this is what you do here, this is what you do here. And then all of a sudden he had this like piece of paper and he sent it out. So it's crazy to think about. But No one ever gives any credit to Prussia, but we probably should just throw them out there a little
France kind of tried.
bit. It's
Kind of.
French.
I think they were getting. I mean, this was the preamble of the French Revolution.
So what country is Prussia now?
Prussia, Germany.
Is that Germany?
Yeah.
Really?
Germany
Okay.
and I want to say Poland.
Really?
It's like kind of in that general region. Maybe I want to say Austria was part of it.
Yeah. I wish I could remember that guy's name because I read a book on him. And it's just the thing no one ever knows that like this guy really came and trained everyone over here. Was like, yeah, we're gonna help you out for no reason at all.
You know what's some more shit that George Washington did?
Oh, I'm ready. It's not the wooden teeth.
1791.
Yeah.
He's president.
Yeah.
Like one of his first acts as president after overthrowing a government for taxing them was to institute a tax so that they could pay back their war debts.
Yeah.
And what else did they tax but whiskey?
Oh.
So they had the whiskey tax, and George Washington led our forces to just crush the Whiskey Rebellion.
There's some history about the Whiskey Rebellion. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know. You know what? I didn't know he personally led forces. That's crazy.
I don't know if he was sent them. He sent them.
Sent them.
He sent them to put them down.
Now you know he was one of the first people to make liquor.
No, he wasn't.
What when it was the United States, he was like one of the first.
Oh, in
people.
the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
He invented
I don't know that.
high rye bourbon.
High rye bourbon.
That was him.
That
So,
sounds delicious.
It's like Basil Hayden.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm in.
it's called the George Washington recipe, and I guarantee most distilleries use it. It's like, I don't know, 60% corn, 25% rye, and then barley.
Cool.
Yeah.
You don't make it yet.
That's what I do.
You do make it?
That's my bourbon.
Is that what
recipe.
this is?
Yeah, that's the George Washington recipe.
Oh, good. It's on the outside.
Copied
This is
straight
some
from him,
Barrington bourbon is the shit.
but it's 125 proof, so that's
The shit.
it's a little more than
It's hot.
George Washington.
It's hot.
Yeah.
And when does the brandy come out?
That's ready. I just got to get a label for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get that approved still.
No,
What's the process for that to get your labels approved?
labels are easier a lot of times than a recipe, but the label, yeah, you just send it down to the TTB, and they more or less make sure that you don't say anything about it being any way good for you.
Right.
Like, there can be no health benefits. Doesn't matter what you put.
Can it make you like fight better?
No.
No.
Like there was one that said that somebody stole that saying alcohol's been making people dance or helping people dance, had to get taken off someone's
It'd
label
take off.
because it can have zero
No positive benefits.
zero, nothing. So the most beneficial thing you can put
that's
on there
horseshit.
is gluten free.
Gluten free.
I'm not kidding you, it's the truth. So when I first opened this place, it was going to be called Outlaw Distilling, and
They thought that was
no, I'm
Positive.
just telling you like my original idea. Then I found out there was another like couple outlaw distillings, and of course, but my name's Jesse James, so Jesse James is going to be a fun play. But anyways, I wanted to call everything holy water. That's why that steeple's up there. I know no one else can see it, but it's like a church steeple. So I was going to call everything holy water, and I brought that in, and no way, they were not allowing holy water, man. It's crazy. So
Baron von Steuben. That's who he's talking about, right?
is that really who it is?
Yeah, Baron von Steuben. Yeah.
Who knew that?
Mike Chase. Mike
Nice.
Chase knows that
Nice,
stuff.
Mike.
He's smart.
Who's Mike?
He also
Chase?
knows.
Is he a buddy
He
of
knows
yours?
like the state animal of every state in the U.S.
Is he from Minnesota?
He's from Canisteo.
Canisteo. Okay. Good job,
Yep.
Mike.
Jamie Sisson saying hi from Tampa.
What's up, Jamie?
Hey, Jamie.
I saw some Facebook photos of you and the family at Disney. It looked like you guys had a friggin' blast.
Sounds
So it's fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about the trip. We got to get Jamie on the show.
Yeah, we do. Gotta get him back. Well, we had him on, but it was from
Yeah, we have to come
come
live.
together and
We
do
have
it.
to come in
Him
person.
and Ginny.
Yeah.
Gotta get the better half. Yeah. Sorry, Jamie. We all know she's the better half. Just how Baron von Steuben.
Baron von Steuben.
Is that where Steuben County comes from?
It is.
Are you serious?
It is. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's insane. At least the people south of us know.
There's a Steuben in Ohio as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome that he knew that. That's insane. I just learned about it when I read that book a couple months ago. So.
And he just jogged my memory. I knew that, but
Yeah.
he jogged my memory on that.
Is Canisteo Steuben County?
It is indeed.
Wow.
It's right in the middle.
You should have freaking been on top of that.
Right in the middle of Steuben County.
Man. Wow.
That's how I knew he was a baron. He just said Steuben.
There you go. Crazy. Yeah. So
could you imagine though, like being 25 years old and just signing a piece of paper and knowing that now there was going to be a hit on you, like that they were going to just come kill you for it?
Oh, you mean everyone that signed the declaration?
Yep.
Yeah. That was scary. Yeah, because you literally just, as soon as that pen or quill touched paper, you've committed treason.
Yep.
You're done.
And the only punishment for that is death.
Man. Yeah, no, that would have been crazy. Could have been tar and feathering. That would have been a decent punishment.
For the right reason, I would definitely consider treason.
Yeah.
But for the right reason, and what I mean by that is, the way that I try to make positive changes and bring us back to kind of that vision of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Pursue that through the channels that we've built. I mean, it's been somewhat working for 245 years.
Yeah.
There's some parts of it that are broken, but all in all, we do better than most.
Yeah.
We're still standing.
Still a lot of freedoms.
But,
we pay a lot of money though.
Man, we pay way too much money.
A lot of money. When you really look at, I always think, because I get paid salary, and I always think man, I don't need a raise. I get paid a lot of money. And then you look back, at your end of the year, what you took home, and you're like, geez, I don't make that much money. Yeah, I really don't. At the end of the day.
They're taking a third.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Wow.
And so, then from the 2/3 that you got left, then they're going to take property tax, sales tax, every other kind of tax.
And when you're a single man,
how much of that dollar do you ever actually get as purchasing power?
And you don't get taxes back single. Single, no children. I never get taxes back, but I'm sure some people do, but not nearly what you should.
Yeah, it depends on how you set up your withholding.
Yeah, too bad.
It's better now, though. You don't really want to get anything back, because if you're getting something back, it means that you basically gave the government an interest-free loan.
Yeah.
Up until tax day.
You know what the problem is? Why you can never get people to get behind a cause anymore. You can't. You can't can't keep their attention span long enough on a cause to ever make a change. I don't think. It has to be something huge. We did see a little bit of a change with the George Floyd, the government just they knew that they were outmatched during that whole thing, and they kind of everyone backed off. Everyone was like, "Whoa, okay." Geez,
attention spans are too short.
Yeah, but
you can get everybody fired up. Everybody got fired up about that.
Yeah,
that was a little over a year ago now, and you really don't hear that much about it anymore. There's still some rumbling.
Yeah,
but there's not this gung-ho attitude that we have to do police reforms or anything like that anymore.
Because I think they were a little, I don't know. I think probably because a lot of people understand that the idea of police reform wasn't working and defunding wasn't working, because it's been...
Well, they went about it wrong.
It's not doing good.
They went about it wrong.
So
I presented several great solutions, and everybody said, "Oh, well, but it's not about that. We have to find ways to make it better for certain populations." And it's like, no, it's not about certain populations. It's about fixing the system. You can't complain about the system and then have your solution not address the system.
Bigger than the police.
Bigger than the police.
Way bigger. First start with, and
it has to start with transparency.
I like a lot of the DAs around here, actually. Pretty good friends with them, so I don't want to say anything. But it comes almost to the point where a DA will prosecute somebody on the smallest thing.
Right.
And as a police
And then they just
officer,
fight to win rather than
when you
fight
know
to get the right answer.
that no matter what, that DA is going to take your case and fight it to the fullest.
Right.
And you have power. You're just going to,
Yep.
got some, and not all, I mean, but some of those police, they're going to push it. Like,
Yeah.
DA's got my back. He's going to push a case that most DAs should be like, listen,
We're not
not
going to do
enough
it.
here.
Right.
Not, this isn't worth
Or
my
it doesn't,
time.
or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't worth their time. We got way bigger things to worry about. Like I can't believe you put something on Facebook that was stating pretty much the same thing, and that's like, well, somebody commented to you, and they said, sex crimes and murders, like they feel like they're like under.
Well, what they said was that there was a disparity. I said that there was a disparity in how people were punished for murder versus tax evasion.
Yeah.
The people that evade taxes have stiffer penalties than people who murder people, which is insane, and shows, like I said, what the government cares about.
Right.
But then the comment was that there was a disparity in how people were punished for murder versus like pedophilia.
Right.
And I can't debate that. You know, like they're both horrible and they both need to be punished severely.
Yeah.
And there's not really a good way for me to like delineate, you know, pedophilia ruins somebody's life. Murder, you've taken somebody's life.
Yep.
And they should both be punished severely.
A lot of people that actually go through sexual abuse like that end up taking their own life.
Right.
So,
well, yeah, that's. I'm not saying
it's crazy.
That, like,
it's crazy to think about, though.
They should both be punished severely.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how they're not. But there's always that end of the spectrum, because I'm way for the death penalty. I'm like so hard leaning death penalty. But then there's always that one thing that always stops me, is like, what if they're really innocent? It's like, how can you truly kill someone without some damn video evidence that this happened? You know, I mean, it's just scary to like really say, like,
here's why
you're gonna kill someone over.
Here's why
like
I'm against the death penalty. A couple of reasons. One is that those convictions are overturned like 10% of the time, which means that probably at least 10% of them are wrongly convicted.
Yeah.
Which means that what if we're getting the wrong 10%? You know, I don't think the government. I'm not for government-sponsored murder, and that's what it is government-sponsored homicide. And then to go along with it is it doesn't make any sense as a punishment, because it costs. I mean, even people say, oh, well, why are we going to pay for them to live the rest of their life? Well, here's one reason. It's a lot cheaper to pay for them to live the rest of their life in prison than it is to put them on death row.
Yeah, but if you don't add the money to it, I mean, it's probably, the death penalty is probably an easier way out than to just sit in prison and not have fun for a lot of years. But I'm for it, because there's just some people, and listen, we all know how I feel. I'm more of a straightforward person. Some people don't deserve to be around if they're going to kill people. They just don't. Like, if you're going to take,
they're not going to be
person's
around.
life,
They're going to be in prison. Prison is shit. They're going to be in prison for the rest of their life, no matter what.
But what about them killing people in prison?
Come on.
They do it.
Not very much.
People that are sentenced to life, there's some weird statistic. I'm not even going to try to name it, but when I was a corrections officer, they're likely to murder another person. Like, so likely, because what do they have to lose? You have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose if you're in prison for life?
I'd like to see that stat, though.
Think about it. If you're in prison for life, how's that stop you from killing someone else?
I don't want to talk about a hypothetical. I don't know what the stat is.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try, but it's way high.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
But
why not?
it's just not helpful. Like, is it working as a deterrent? Working as a deterrent. Death penalty doesn't work as a deterrent. Life in prison, it's taking you off the streets just as much as anything else.
Yep.
I just don't see the benefit of the death penalty anymore, and I used to be for it. That's the thing that I used to be for, and I was for probably 25 years before I realized that it just didn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah. It's just
so, both sides.
Like, not only is it's not an effective deterrent, it's not any more of a punishment. It's, some people would think, immoral.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta. These people are trying to come to the distillery, so I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah, you get home with clothes.
Yeah, it's close. I look like a fool.
Sorry everybody for the noise that probably just happened. Yeah, Sammy, I agree. War is indeed also government-sponsored homicide. If it's in defense, it makes sense. If it's, I mean, certainly having a 20-plus year war going on in the Middle East that I don't think has had a major impact on terrorism in the United States, I don't think that that's probably a good use of our resources. Hey folks, how are you? We'll cook out up here. They're actually they've got the coolest little rotisserie built up over here out of roof panels and an old motor and a drill all wired up with chicken wire. It's the most redneck looking rotisserie I've ever seen. And they've got a whole deer, not a live deer. They've got a whole deer. They seasoned it. They put this rod through it, and it's just spinning over some smoke right now. Couple hours, gonna be feasting on some nice venison. I don't know what Jesse's doing. Probably went in to get hopefully more bourbon. We'll see. What's everybody doing to celebrate Independence Day? Anybody out there having a cookout, doing fireworks, exercising some of your rights, hanging with dogs? Hey, Cato. Come here, Cato. Hey. Oh. There's too many people to see.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been too much noise. So hopefully no.
All right, plug your ears, everybody.
Back. All right. Cool.
You seen those werewolves up here?
Look at
lately?
Sam. What's up, Sam? How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's true. The money is an interesting aspect.
Yeah.
And the most interesting, like, war is like boxing matches. You ever notice that? Well, till recently, boxing matches were usually just like a couple poor guys that beating each other's brains out, so a bunch of rich people can make money off of it. Like, you take a bunch of kids from Yates County and you send them to Iraq.
Yep.
Along with billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars.
Billions and billions.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But on the upside, all in all, this is a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Pretty good country. We could do better. We could always do better. Our history could be better. Our some of the things that we're doing now could be better. But it's something where we've got the power to make those changes.
Still better in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, China.
Oh, man. Great. No, I just pissed China off.
Here we go. All right.
We're never going to get t-shirt sales in China now.
Oh, man. Talk about... That's going to complicate things for me, that comment.
Yeah. Oh, God. So, we got to get... are you talking about yours and Sam's adventure?
We haven't. I don't know. We could talk a little. So, it's kind of top secret. I don't know when it'll come out.
Okay, well then let's leave it alone, and we'll wait until Sam says it's cool to talk about.
Sam can come talk about it, but we did. I helped Sam with a little project this week, so that was a good time.
Yeah.
Boo China.
Boo China. That's right. We're still more free than China.
We are.
Yeah.
Hey, how cool was it to have Sean up here yesterday?
That was cool. Yeah. Oh, Sean won't, but he'll see us later. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun.
He was gonna come up this morning, but
he's a lot nicer in person.
Yeah.
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 He's gonna watch and be like, "Screw you." That's fun. What I'm doing. What are you guys all doing for the 4th? We're so what I do every year is I go out and I shoot a deer. I'll shoot lots of deer, but most of them are just for like eating. Then, but I always try to shoot like I don't usually take does, but try to shoot a doe and we freeze wrap it and we wait till 4th of July and then we have a deer roast instead of a pig roast. So it's kind of fun. All the family comes and friends and drink lots of beer and whiskey and eat venison. So, wonder what everyone else does on 4th of July. We've been doing this forever. Like, I mean, probably since before I was born, my dad was doing this. So it's been over 30 years.
That's great.
Yeah.
You did pig last year, right?
Yeah. If we don't get a good deer, we'll do a pig. So venison just feels better. It's just like we went out, we took it, we know where it came from, we cleaned it.
Yeah.
Then here in the basement,
definitely feels American.
Yeah, that's for sure. Native American, maybe. Yeah, that's for sure.
Well,
there you go.
The thing about it that pisses me off, what pisses me off about deer?
What's that?
Is the government owns it.
That's true, and there's never enough meat.
Never enough meat.
I always wish there was more meat on it. That pisses me off.
Government owns it.
That's true. It's sad.
You have to ask permission to hunt.
Well, I do like that they're seasons and that they regulate.
Yeah, I don't like that it's regulated, but I like that it's educated on.
Yeah, but I still don't want people going out in the middle of summer and shooting a mother with two fawns.
No, they shouldn't do that. You're right.
Yeah,
no, I agree that they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I just think that there's other ways to make that happen.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think you should have to pay them.
And I also think that if somebody's starving in the middle of summer, that they should be able to.
Yeah, well,
like it's not right.
There's lots of ways, but around here
with lucky. Education, you can hunt something else, or you can fish.
We're lucky that there's fishing.
Yeah.
There's Millie's Pantry.
Yeah,
there's lots of ways for you to
living well.
To get fed, you don't have to go shoot a deer.
Absolutely.
Now, maybe back in the day there wasn't those options, but now we're pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm such a environmentalist. Like I love all the animals. I don't want to see them get taken out because people are stupid.
I just don't think the government's the best person to manage it.
No, we should have a private organization like Whitetails Unlimited.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
And I don't know. I mean, look at even profession licensing. Like, I have to get certified by the Board of Certification before I can practice anyway. And then New York State's like, oh, wait, but we want some money too. You have to get a license from us. And it's like, but I already got everything that I needed to qualify, I've already got. So you're just like piling on so you can get some cash.
Same thing talking about labels for liquor.
Yeah.
The federal government okays my label. Well, of course, then New York wants $25 and the label to make sure that the federal government did a good job. And you know what they do? They cash that freaking check and just say, oh, it's good.
Check.
Good, thank you. Yeah,
there you go.
Label looks fine.
Yeah, it's got a stamp from the federal government, so you're good.
Yeah. Sucks.
Inconceivable.
It is inconceivable. Wait, I'm telling you, I want another tea party. I don't know where I'm going to do it. I don't know where I'm going to spill tea, but it might be today.
You think it should be tea, or you think it should be something else now?
It might be today. I think tea. If not tea, what else could we spill? I don't like tea that much, so that's why I'm not going to spill beer.
I don't know, but they like tea. That's why they spilled it.
Yes,
they dumped the tea because they like.
They're better than me. They're better. I'm too selfish to spill something I like. I really think we should go for tea, and if not tea, maybe like that kombucha stuff or whatever. Like that stuff sucks. Let's go spill it.
Fermented tea.
Yeah, even worse. Anyone that'll drink that deserves to pay the tax.
Oh, come on.
My God. But yeah. Gotta spell something. Sam's probably got a good idea. He knows where we
Sam, what should we
something.
spill? Mike, anybody? Mike's been all over these here lands.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well, he knew.
Been out to the Dakotas.
Baron von Steuben.
He did. Smart guy.
He's obviously well versed in his military. Yeah. America. Isn't it funny we say America?
I don't say that.
I always do.
I hate that actually.
America. We'll say America. No. Doesn't.
No, it says, I want you to beer me.
Uncle Sam. Who was Uncle Sam? Is he fake or was he a real person?
He was the guy that they got to point at people.
Was it
and say,
actually a person,
"We
or
need
was it?
you to actually go kill some people, please?"
Is it a person, or was it actually just someone that they drew up? Because does
I
it
think
look
it's
like a
fake.
person?
I think it's fake. I think it's like a made up person.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Mike was gas. We could spill some gas.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but what if we burn it?
Yeah, because we don't want to.
He said it's bad for the environment if we spill it. But
Yeah,
what if
let's not spill it.
What if we burn big?
Just burn all the gas.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like so you have to buy it first. And
See,
that wasn't the point.
We all worry about the environment. Like, we want to spill tea in a bay. Now we'd be like, well, what about the fish? Like,
Yeah, they get all the caffeine.
yeah, that's like, it can't be good for them. Like, now we're all too worried about hurting everything, so we can't spill anything. We might as well just spill some water. I don't know.
Bottled water.
Bottled.
They're taxing the shit out of that.
Jeez.
What about our cell phones? What about the taxes on our cell phones? Isn't that insane?
That's not the government, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is that the government?
You think you're getting a cell phone bill for like $48, but it comes back and it's like $112, and it's like federal tax, state fees, federal fees.
Yeah, I love the meme everyone sends out all the time. It's like, thank you, government, for making me pay to register my vehicle I own, to drive on the roads that I pay for, to drive on. It's just funny, like when you see those things, and it's like, man, when people put that stuff on, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Too bad. I mean, see, that's why
we got to make some change from the inside.
How do you become your own government?
You get elected.
So, like, if I wanted to just make this 85-acre parcel its own, like, country,
have you seen
do it?
Have you seen what the Cayuga Nation's been doing?
No.
Dude, the Cayuga Nation is a federally unrecognized, like, territory.
Okay.
They recognize themselves as a sovereign nation.
Okay.
But the federal government does not. So they had this big hubbub like a year ago where they like made some big mess with one of their buildings.
Yeah. Okay.
And they've been trying to get a permit to demolish it, and clean it up.
Okay.
And the county's been giving them a hard time with it. So they're out there, and they said, we'll try to go through the channels. They never said that they had to. They never admitted that they needed a permit. But they said, yeah, sure, we'll apply for a permit. Well, when they didn't get the permit, they said, okay, well, in deference to you, like, we're going to knock it down anyway. And they went and they made up their own permit. They gave themselves a permit for it because they claimed to be sovereign. So they gave themselves a permit, and they went and demolished the thing.
Jeez. Interesting.
That was in the news this week.
Wow. That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
So what? How
reminds me of Ron Swanson with his. They're like, oh, you need a permit to have a pig roast here, and he's like, oh, it's okay, I have a permit. And he takes it out, and it says, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. Yeah. So to become a sovereign nation, to become your own country, it has to be, obviously, because the government says they own all this land.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't. It has to be something like they do there, because they're not taxed, right? They don't pay taxes.
Well, I think they do, or maybe I think they're actually in arrears on their taxes because they don't recognize their need to pay them. The government does, so they're saying, "No, we don't have to pay you." I think that's
just leave the Native Americans alone. Probably the best bet.
Maybe.
Yeah, just let them do their thing.
You think?
It was theirs first. Just let them have it.
But what if they move in on the end of the road and then they start?
I'll probably join them.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Hey, Cato.
Hey, Cato.
Cato join him.
Hey, buddy.
He's like, all the deer you can eat.
I don't think that we should I just don't think we should be creating different classes of people. I think we should just make the laws make sense.
What the heck are those?
Breakfast sandwiches.
Uh-oh. Well,
Dawn.
we might as well just put it on camera, set them down.
Dawn, what pisses you off?
Lots of things piss me off, though.
What What pisses you off the most when Phil asks you what pisses you off?
No, that
Oh.
never pisses me off.
Okay.
Okay,
Are you having a good day?
I am. Enjoy
Okay.
your breakfast sandwiches, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, now I can go get ready.
Okay.
Okay?
You can take Kato with you. He's a bad dog. He's like, how dare you say that?
It's not a bad dog.
He's a good dog.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thanks, Mom. Love you.
All right. Seriously, look at these breakfast sandwiches. Bam.
That's venison
Gonna eat
sausage
the hell
on
out of
there
that
too,
shit.
man. Look at that.
That's venison sausage.
Yeah.
Dude, can you tell us about the burgers we had yesterday?
Oh man, they were killer. I actually don't know. Dean Lane Catering. Their own beef they grow.
Yeah, he said it was like 70-30. Or
Yeah.
pretty banging.
Yeah. Oh, they were killer. Yeah, really.
Like a chipotle aioli.
That guy just makes killer food. Yeah, Dean Lane. Everything they make is delicious. So they've bed and breakfast.
Are you sure that's venison?
It might be pork.
Pork.
Yeah. If it's pork, it's probably wild boar. I think that's the wild boar.
It's good.
Maybe. I'll have to ask. So I don't know if they use the venison, the wild boar, or what they did. But yeah. What do you think? Everyone's pulling in. You want to wrap her up and go hang out with everyone?
You know what? Everybody,
It was a good show.
12:20. Let's say 2 good things about America.
2 good things.
2 things you love about America.
Myself, and you're going to say 2 good things?
Yep.
Okay. All right. 2 things. Well, the first one is, look at where we live. How lucky. Well, not even America, just where we live in general. Like Finger Lakes. I'm sure most people that watch, like, gorgeous. People are good here. We don't have to worry about anything. Neighbors help each other. We've got great communities. And I feel like in a lot of places you don't get the kind of community you get living here, where people actually seems like they care. And then the second thing is like the greatest damn beer, liquor,
Hell yeah.
guns. I mean, we got it all. Like, what else do you need? Think about it. We got that's the freedoms we have. How many countries have guns that can go out and shoot like we did today?
Yeah, most of them.
Can go in the back and make liquor. Can eat a deer they shot off their own land. And get to drink all the beer you want. It's like, I don't know, feels good. I love it.
I love the small
Feels
town
American.
culture.
Yeah.
The small town culture. And sometimes even in the big cities, there's a little bit of small town culture mixed in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm super grateful for all of it. No.
And it's just a place where it's a place where anything can happen.
That's true.
Anything can really happen here. And that's my favorite thing about America.
The land of options.
Oh, land of opportunity.
We forgot the gorgeous women too.
We forgot the beautiful women.
There really is.
We forgot
very
that
lucky
the
with
roads
that.
are literally paved with gold, at least in Alaska, you know.
You always forget the beautiful women. We are super lucky.
I never forget the beautiful women.
Sorry, ladies.
Ladies.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about you.
Hey, have a good 4th, everybody. Stay safe.
Happy Independence Day. Don't forget what it's about.
Make good decisions.
Make bad decisions. Make whatever kind of